Sigma males are known for their quiet strength. They don't complain. They don't ask for help. They handle pressure in silence and carry the weight of life alone. On the outside, they look calm, focused, and in control. But underneath that silence, something deeper can be happening: burnout. Unlike others, Sigma males won't show stress with loud outbursts. They won't panic in public. They won't make noise when they're overwhelmed. Instead, they shut down slowly. They detach. They pull away. And unless you know the signs, you may not even notice they're burning out. The reason it's hard to see is because Sigma males are built to endure. They don't seek comfort. They don't want pity. They keep going, even when they're running on empty. But even the strongest minds have limits. And when Sigma males hit theirs, they often do it alone, in silence, behind a calm face. Burnout for a Sigma male doesn't always look like falling apart. It looks like fading, less energy, less motivation, less connection. He may still go to work, still answer messages, still show up, but inside, he's running out of fuel. And the worst part? He often doesn't realize it until it's too late. This video breaks down 6 clear signs that a Sigma male is burned out. These signs aren't loud or dramatic. They're subtle but strong. If you're a Sigma male, this might help you recognize what your mind and body have been trying to tell you. And if you know one, it might help you understand what he's going through, even if he's not saying a word. It's important to spot burnout early, because waiting until the breakdown can cost a Sigma male everything: his peace, his focus, his health, and his drive. The good news: if you catch the signs, you can fix the pattern. Let's start with sign number 1. It's one of the first things to fade, and one of the hardest to admit. Sign number 1, emotional detachment. One of the first signs that a Sigma male is burned out is emotional detachment. This isn't coldness. It's not about being heartless or rude. It's about shutting down internally. When a Sigma male begins to burn out, his emotional energy starts to run dry. And the first thing to go is connection. Normally, Sigma males don't show every feeling. They keep a lot to themselves, but they still feel deeply. They care. They observe. They reflect. But when burnout hits, they stop doing even that. They stop caring. They stop feeling, not by choice, but because there's nothing left to give. Conversations feel heavy. Texts go unanswered. They may be physically present, but emotionally checked out. Things that used to bring joy feel flat. Laughs don't come as often. Music feels dull. Moments feel empty. It's like watching life from behind a thick window. This detachment can show up in relationships. The Sigma male may start to pull away from people he loves, not because he doesn't care, but because he can't connect. He may stop calling, stop showing affection, stop responding. It's not rejection. It's emotional survival. He's trying to save the last bit of energy he has. At work, it looks like silence. He no longer cares about deadlines. Feedback feels pointless. Praise or criticism, none of it matters. He just wants to get through the day with as little interaction as possible. In personal time, he may avoid hobbies he used to love. Reading, walking, writing, training. Whatever it was that once brought peace now feels like work. So he skips it. Not because he's lazy, but because even joy feels like a task. This detachment is scary because it's slow. It doesn't happen overnight. One day he skips a call, then a weekend, then a full week of isolation. By the time someone asks, "What's wrong?" he may not even know how to answer. Worse, he may not notice the change himself, because detachment doesn't hurt, it numbs. And Sigma males are used to silence, so they think it's normal. But it's not. It's burnout, and it needs attention. This phase can also lead to risky thinking. When you stop caring, you stop protecting yourself. You may take on too much, not eat right, ignore health problems, or make poor decisions. All because you're too far gone to feel the impact. To others, it may look like he's just quiet or just tired, but this is different. This is emotional shutdown. It's not peaceful, it's empty. That's why spotting this early matters. If a Sigma male notices his detachment, he has a chance to pull back, rest, and reset. But if he ignores it, things can spiral quickly. Emotional detachment is not weakness. It's a warning sign. a signal that something is broken beneath the surface. And it's one of the clearest early signs that the Sigma male is burned out. Sign number 2. Physical exhaustion. When burnout hits a Sigma male, it doesn't stop at the mind. It takes over the body too. He may be mentally detached, but physically the signs become hard to ignore. Tired eyes, slow steps, long yawns. Even when he sleeps, he wakes up drained. Physical exhaustion is more than just feeling tired after a long day. It's feeling tired all the time, waking up tired, moving slow, feeling heavy. It's when the body no longer wants to move, but the Sigma male keeps pushing anyway, because that's what he's used to. Sigma males don't complain. So when the body starts breaking down, they don't always say it out loud. But the signs are there. Longer naps, slower recovery from workouts, a constant need for coffee or energy drinks, loss of interest in physical activity. Sleep is no longer restful. He might lie down but toss and turn all night, or sleep for hours and still feel like he didn't rest. Burnout affects the nervous system, making the body stay tense, even in sleep. That's why no amount of rest seems to fix it. Other symptoms might show up too. Headaches, tight muscles, chest pressure, digestive issues, low appetite or overeating. These aren't always caused by illness. They're caused by stress. Deep, ongoing, ignored stress, and the Sigma male often ignores it. He pushes through. He tells himself it's just a bad week. But bad weeks turn into bad months, and eventually his body starts sending louder warnings. He may also stop caring about health habits. No more stretching, no more balanced meals, no more hydration. Not because he doesn't know better, but because the mental fog is too heavy to cut through. Friends might notice he looks tired. Colleagues might see his posture slouch. But unless someone says it directly, the Sigma male keeps going until something breaks. A crash, a panic attack, a breakdown. That's why this sign is so important to notice early. Because physical exhaustion isn't just about rest. It's about rebuilding, taking a step back, saying no, slowing down. Sigma males are strong, but strength is not the same as invincibility. The body keeps score, and when it's overworked, it speaks loud. Physical exhaustion is one of the clearest, most visible signs that the Sigma male is burned out, and ignoring it only leads to deeper damage. Sign number 3. Loss of focus and motivation. Sigma males are known for their laser-sharp focus. When they have a goal, they lock in and chase it with discipline and silence. But burnout changes that. Slowly, the sharp mind becomes dull. The fire fades. The drive disappears. And even simple tasks start to feel impossible. This isn't laziness, it's burnout. And one of the strongest signs is when the Sigma male begins to lose his usual sense of direction. He opens his laptop, but stares at the screen. He picks up a book but can't finish a page. He starts a task but leaves it half done. His brain, once fast and clear, now feels slow and cloudy. He tries to push through it. But pushing makes it worse. Because burnout isn't fixed by pressure, it's fixed by rest. And that's the hardest thing for Sigma males to accept. They're used to handling more than most. They've built their identity on being productive. So when the energy goes, they panic inside, but keep pretending outside. This loss of focus also kills motivation. The goals that used to wake him up now feel pointless. The dreams that once drove him forward now feel too far away. He still remembers what he wanted, but can't feel the fire anymore. That gap between desire and energy causes frustration, and frustration only deepens the burnout. He may also start making mistakes, something he hates. Missing deadlines, forgetting things, struggling with time. And even when he catches himself slipping, he can't seem to fix it. Because burnout blocks clarity. It slows everything down like walking through water. This can also lead to self-doubt. Sigma males usually believe in themselves. But when they start falling behind, they begin questioning their value. Why can't I do this? What's wrong with me? These thoughts are quiet, but painful, and they grow fast if left alone. In this stage, distractions also increase. He might spend hours scrolling, watching, or zoning out. Not for fun, But because it's easier than facing how unmotivated he feels, he knows he's wasting time. But he doesn't know how to stop. That's the danger. Because the more he disconnects from his goals, the harder it is to reconnect. And if he doesn't realize what's happening, he might assume he's failing, when really, he's just burned out. The solution isn't more work. It's rest, reflection, and small steps back toward clarity. But first, the Sigma male has to recognize this loss for what it is. Not weakness, but a sign that his mind needs space to recover. That's why loss of focus and motivation is a major sign that the Sigma male is burned out. Because when the mind slows, the whole mission starts to slip away. Sign number 4. Increased irritability. Sigma males are calm by nature. They don't blow up. They don't snap at people. They're steady under pressure. But when burnout takes hold, even their patience starts to crack. And one of the clearest signs is a sudden rise in irritability. It starts small. Annoyance at loud sounds, frustration with simple delays, sharp replies where there used to be silence. Little things begin to feel like big problems. And even though he knows it's not rational, he can't stop the short fuse. This irritability isn't just about mood, it's about a system overload. When the mind is tired and the emotions are numb, every new demand feels like an attack. Every message, every request, every noise, it all adds pressure to a brain already at capacity. The Sigma male may not even notice he's changed. He might think people are just more difficult or that the world is being louder than usual. But the truth is, he's running out of tolerance. Not because he's weak, but because he's stretched too thin. This also affects relationships. He may withdraw faster, cut off conversations sooner, respond to questions with cold answers. It's not hate. It's not anger. It's overload. He simply doesn't have the emotional space to deal with anything extra. Even in silence, the irritability lingers. He may feel restless, agitated, or tense for no clear reason. Things that used to roll off his back now stick to him. He can't relax even when nothing is wrong. At work, this shows in tone. In meetings, he's shorter. In tasks, he's less patient. He stops helping others, stops offering feedback, and starts doing just enough to get by. Not because he doesn't care, but because burnout has drained his ability to manage more. Physically, it might show in clenched jaws, tapping feet, or deep sighs. His body is trying to release the pressure, but the stress keeps coming. And without rest, it never really leaves. Friends and co-workers may start avoiding him, not because he's mean, but because his energy feels off. That isolation can lead to guilt, and guilt deepens the stress. The Sigma male may think, "What's wrong with me?" But what's really happening is that his nervous system is under strain. Burnout has turned patience into tension, calm into frustration. The good news? This can be reversed. With rest, space, and care, irritability fades. But first, the Sigma male must recognize it as a sign, not a flaw. That's why increased irritability is the 4th sign that a Sigma male is burned out. Because when even silence feels heavy, something deeper is going on. Sign number 5, neglecting self-care. Sigma males are usually self-disciplined. They take care of their minds, their routines, and their bodies. They don't rely on others to push them. They push themselves. But when burnout hits, even that discipline begins to fade. One of the clearest signs is when the Sigma male starts neglecting self-care. He stops doing the small things that once kept him sharp. Skipping meals, avoiding workouts, staying in bed too long, ignoring routines, letting his space fall apart. It may start with simple things. Skipping the gym once, then twice, then every week. Meals go from balanced to fast. Showers feel like a task. Clothes stay unfolded. Trash piles up. These aren't laziness, they're symptoms of burnout. When a Sigma male is burned out, his internal drive shuts down. He no longer feels that push to take care of himself. And the deeper he falls, the more normal the neglect begins to feel. Until one day, he looks around and barely recognizes the life he's living. This change isn't loud. He may still go to work, still answer messages, but his personal care suffers. And it's not about time, it's about energy. Even basic habits feel like too much. Mental hygiene disappears too. He stops journaling, meditating, or reading. His thoughts turn noisy. He no longer clears his head. He just carries stress like a full backpack everywhere he goes. The longer this continues, the worse it gets. Poor sleep leads to poor choices. Poor choices lead to shame. And shame leads to more avoidance. The Sigma male enters a loop. And unless something interrupts it, he keeps going deeper. This is dangerous. Because neglecting self-care damages more than health. It damages identity. Sigma males pride themselves on being in control. So when they stop caring for themselves, they feel like they're losing who they are. And that feeling can trigger deeper emotional pain, like sadness, hopelessness, or even anger toward themselves. That's why this sign must be taken seriously. The fix isn't to force motivation. It's to start small. One healthy meal. One short workout. One clean corner of the room. These small wins rebuild the system. They remind the Sigma male that he still has power, even in burnout. That's why neglecting self-care is the fifth sign that the Sigma male is burned out. Because when he stops doing the things that once made him strong, it means his energy is running dangerously low. Sign number 6. Isolation. Sigma males value alone time. It's how they think, recharge, and plan. They don't need to be around others to feel whole. But there's a difference between healthy solitude and isolation. When burnout sets in, that alone time can turn into something darker, and that's a key sign to watch for. Isolation in this context isn't peaceful. It's heavy. It's not chosen, it just happens. Slowly, the Sigma male starts avoiding everyone. Not for rest, but because everything feels like too much. Every text is a chore. Every phone call feels draining. Every plan sounds exhausting. He may stop answering altogether. He lets messages sit, cancels without warning, misses events, and doesn't explain. Not because he doesn't care, but because he doesn't have the strength to pretend everything is okay. Normally, a Sigma male chooses who he spends time with. He creates space on purpose. But in burnout, he isolates out of exhaustion. He withdraws, not because he wants distance, but because he feels like a shell of himself. And being around others reminds him of what he's lost inside. This can go unnoticed for a long time, because people are used to the Sigma male being quiet, used to him disappearing sometimes. But this is different. The silence grows. The distance feels colder, and he doesn't return like he usually does. Inside, the Sigma male may feel stuck. He wants to reconnect but doesn't know how. He feels disconnected from everyone, including himself. He stops reaching out, stops opening up, and in some cases even stops caring if people leave. This stage is dangerous, because isolation feeds hopelessness. The more time he spends alone in burnout, the more his thoughts spiral. He may start questioning his worth, his place, his direction. And with no one to talk to, those thoughts go unchecked. At work, this isolation might show as disengagement. He avoids meetings, turns off his camera, keeps replies short. No more small talk, no more feedback, just surface-level effort to get through the day. In friendships, it shows as silence, missed birthdays, missed check-ins, missed chances to stay connected. He knows he's pulling away, but doesn't know how to explain it, so he doesn't. And with family, it might feel like he's becoming a stranger. Someone who used to share, used to listen, now gives only silence or simple answers. The emotional door closes and no one knows why. But the reason is simple: he's burned out. And this kind of isolation is not strength. It's not growth. It's not peace. It's a warning sign. The Sigma male needs solitude, but not the kind that drains him. Not the kind that hides his pain. Real solitude heals. Burnout isolation hides. And knowing the difference is the key to recovery. That's why isolation is the sixth sign the Sigma male is burned out. Because when his silence stops being peaceful, it's time to check what's really going on beneath the surface. Sigma males are built to handle more than most. They're calm under pressure. They're focused. They're independent. But even the strongest systems can crash, and when burnout hits, it often does so quietly. That's what makes Sigma burnout so dangerous. It hides behind silence, behind tired eyes, behind phrases like, "I'm fine" or "just tired," but inside something deeper is breaking down. The mind, the body, and the emotions are all asking for help, even if no one hears it. This video covered 6 clear signs that a Sigma male is burning out. From emotional detachment and physical exhaustion to a loss of focus, rising irritability, neglecting self-care, and isolating from others, these aren't random problems. They're connected. They're warnings. If you're a Sigma male and you've seen yourself in these signs, take it seriously. Burnout isn't weakness. It's a signal. And the longer you ignore it, the harder it hits. Recovery doesn't start with doing more. It starts with doing less. With resting. With breathing. With letting go of things that drain you. You don't have to fix everything today. But you do have to stop burning the candle at both ends. And if you know a Sigma male who's been more distant, more tired, or just not himself lately, check on him. He might not ask for help. But your voice might be the reminder he needs to pause and breathe. Burnout isn't the end. It's just a turning point. A chance to reset, rebuild, and return stronger, with new boundaries and better habits. Because when a Sigma male recovers, he doesn't just get back to normal. He levels up. He becomes wiser, sharper, and even more in tune with his own power. That's the Sigma